Okay, what's up everybody? AKASAN here. On my lunch break right now, kind of on my break. I got mini breaks right now, but I wanted to go ahead and get this video out the way. I've been meaning to record this one for a while, and I was gonna make it tighter and cleaner, but I changed my mind and figured the best way to do this one is just to do a one shot. So let's just talk about New Year's resolutions. Like I said, I meant to do this months ago. Damn, is it kind of noisy though? You guys may not be able to hear me, huh? It might be too noisy for me to record this. Let's try over here in the corner right now. All right, I'll give you a little bit of scenic Japan in the background, right? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about New Year's resolutions. What I wanted to do, what I wanted to achieve for this channel, things like that. I wrote it down, a few things down. The first one, I guess, is just transner editing. I don't know. Maybe I meant like more editing. I think I was looking for like you know what I was basically. You guys have kind of seen it a little bit. It kind of is starting to creep up. I just wanted like cleaner. Like I wanted to. Now I know what I was saying. Like segueing. Like when I'm going from one scene to another. That's basically, I just wanted something cleaner. And for example, it was a conversation I was having with Ryan a couple months ago, about 2 months ago, where he was trying to give me advice on what, like in terms of what I should do with my reactions and actually get more in depth into the videos. And I was like, have you seen my reactions? Like I actually spend a good amount of time at the end of the reaction talking more about anyways, but it did kind of get something into my mind. It's like with my channel, especially with the reactions, it's like I have to fucking state the obvious, like of what I've been doing on my channel, and just make sure I state the obvious so that people will kind of know, like, okay, we have this, that, like list every single thing I do so people with short-term memory understand. But I mean, I guess that's the way just all businesses work, is that when you go to McDonald's, even though you know what they might have, they still need to list everything that's available or something, or the services that something is going to provide. You look anywhere here, all across these signs, every sign lists exactly what the business can do, even though it might be like abundant. Anyways, but for the review stuff, like I wanted to like start doing like this cut segue thing where it's like you see the reaction, and then kind of like if you've seen the question of the video with my Flash and TV show reactions, like that's so normal for me, the question of the video, and people that watch it are aware that I actually have this in-depth thing for people to get into the video and respond and all that. But just for the outside people, they don't understand. They've never seen how in-depth these reactions and reviews go. Like, anyways, so for the other stuff, like basically I wanted to get some sort of animated action sort of segue thing. So it's like once the review finishes, or once the reaction finishes, it cuts into the review segment, and just like I said, it's stating the obvious, but now it's really in your face, like, okay, here's the review section. Like, kind of stupid, but I guess those extra levels of professionalism would really stand out. So I want to get, if you want a good example of what I'm talking about, Charla in Japan, I talked to her about this a while ago, but Charla has this like sort of segue thing she does with her video, and I wanted to adapt something like that, but like an animated version of myself going from scene to scene. Damn, I'm getting hungry. All right, let's get into the next one. Here we go. Video production. Okay, same thing. Like I just wanted to do more video production. I wanted to actually get more other sort of content, like things that in the back of my head that I want to do, and there's a big reason why I haven't done it as of late, but things are starting to change finally, and now, you know, with the big announcement, with the big move, I'm finally in an area connected with other creative people that are interested in doing stuff. So this year you're going to see a lot of that stuff, a lot of those changes, where I can introduce more formats to the channel, things that I haven't been able to do, things that actually my channel was most famous for, skits, memes, things like that, I haven't been able to do in Fukuoka because nobody cares. It was just kind of a fluke thing when I was in Fukuoka that I could still continue to do it, but there's a lot more interviews on top of that, a lot more interviews, bring more people in. Wasn't able to do that in Fukuoka, but now back here in Tokyo, I have that opportunity. You guys are gonna love what happens in May. Someone you guys generally got the confirmation, and she's really down to collab, and she's like, let's party, get drunk, and make stupid videos. I was like, oh shit. So in May, I think you guys are gonna really be down for something like that. Yeah, so anyways, more features, no more, like I said, like I'm testing the schedule out right now with the reaction stuff, and I wanted to make it less sporadic, hence I made a schedule for like the stuff that I'm definitely trying to stay dedicated to, but it is kind of hard to keep a schedule for that stuff, but it's just a little easier so everybody knows when to tune in for said reactions and things like that. So that's that. But yeah, like I said, more other stuff, collab more. I want to try to collab with, it's a little hard for me with the time difference, but I do want to try to collab with more people. I know people have been asking and people have been wanting to do it, but I want to try maybe shoot for at least one reaction collab, like collab with one reactor a month, maybe two, depends on the person. And then on top of that, just work with other YouTubers here in Japan and do more stuff. I've gotten a few emails, like for some reason for 1 week I got a message from someone fairly famous in Korea. Their managers are wondering if we can actually do a collaboration if I go to Korea or if they come to Japan, and hopefully it'll pan out, but I don't know. And then I got an email, I got this weird message from someone who I know really well, and you guys would probably know too. And he said, he was like, yo man, let's collab. I'm like, god damn dude, all right. So I'm down with that, but I don't know, you never know. That's why we just stay silent on it. Hopefully it'll pan out, but yeah, I want to get more of those things together. But that's where it comes into my big thing for this year, New Year's resolution, and that is, rising. So I don't know why I wrote this one down. I think when I was having a conversation with my student about New Year's resolutions, it was like subs, like I want to rise in, I guess it is important, the rise in subscription number, because people start looking at you a lot differently and treating you a lot differently with the number. But with that number, I also so I guess the way I should state it is, by the time I hit 100K, I want the channel to already be established, and that's what I'm trying to do this year, is set up a schedule, set up a stronger format, so people won't look at it anymore and be like, okay, it's just this style, or like they have this weird idea of what the channel's all about. I want to make sure that there's a better endorsement of what the channel's about, in terms of like, look, if you like this kind of stuff, you come here on this day or whatever, like that. You know, that's what most YouTubers do, is like they don't just upload videos at random. They set a schedule. They upload once a week usually, or twice a week, like that. And I know with reactions you can't do that, but for everything else, I think it's possible. It's killing me, is breaking me like hard to like do that, like with reactions, because especially with the time difference, like I said, I have to cancel dates and all this other shit, and like it really fucks up my private life a lot, because people out here can't understand. I mean, in general, people in general wouldn't understand why you would have to stop doing something to upload a video, just upload it later. But yeah, that later, to schedule time for that later is almost impossible, and then something else will come out. There's so many times like a video will just get bumped, so if you don't attack it right away, that video will never get done. So I'll have to tell you a story about that one day. If you guys ever catch me on YouNow, I'll tell you about when I tried to do this one video of about Hiroshima and talk to you guys about some stuff in the news, and then my girl was fucking pissed and started making all this noise in the background that pissed me off. So, oh, that was such a bad day. Okay, but it comes to like, that was one of those things. It's like, okay, I like that time I had to react to the Captain America trailer, so I had to cancel reservations at a restaurant, and she was like, but I was like, yo, you can't, like, yeah, anyways. All right, so I want to rise, like, make that rise be established in subs and things like that. Established, but so like I said, 100,000 subscribers, 200,000, it doesn't really matter so much about the number, but the status quo that comes with that number, I suppose, and the views. So I want to make sure that it's brought in, so, you know, I know the main people that came to my channel to begin with are fans of Japan, and they like the comedy videos that I did, and then after that we have this kind of influx of people that are interested in the reactions, and then you have other people that just come in because they're like, how did I get here? Like that, right? So I just want to make sure we keep building on that side and do like make sure we keep it organized, because there's no way I can just be one type of style, and it's retarded to make a secondary channel if you can't even make sure your first one is like really grounded and strong and like that. Like you would waste so much of your energy trying to build both channels. Like it doesn't happen naturally. You got to put a lot of work into both of them, so it's stupid. And I've always saw that as kind of as this weird excuse of like trying to say that you have talent, like especially for reactors that suddenly start another channel to show like the only reason you would ever want to do that kind of stuff is if you're afraid of subscriber burn, which is what Let's Plays do. So had I thought about it in the future, in the past, I would have never done reactions on my main channel, because I lost a lot of my J fans that way. But you know, honestly, in just retrospect about that, J fans don't pay the bills, if you know what I mean. Like, it's a niche market, so it's really niche, and to continue to only just talk about Japan stuff just doesn't work that way. Anyways, so let's move on to the next one. Without changing, yeah, so I don't want to rise and be one of those channels with that for changing for the bad. I don't want to do things like to troll people or make hateful videos just to stay relevant and in the news. I know a lot of bigger channels just have to continue to do that just to stay relevant, and like, you know, it becomes like this kind of weird theme to just talk shit about. If it's popular to talk shit, like even the Black Hokage did that, like made a video shitting on reaction channels because it was just kind of the thing to do. So I want to be very careful about that and not get into things that I don't really know what I'm talking about unless it really is relevant like that. But I don't know. That's a hard one to say, because if you like, unless you can make it funny, it's like, I don't know. That's a really hard one to say in terms of like, because that is what brings people in. We were just talking about that with Unrested, and the fact that the whole reason I found his channel is because he was talking about drama within the J-vlogging area. But if it hadn't been for that drama, maybe I would have never looked into what he was talking about. Trippy, right? Anyways, let's move on. So I don't want to, like, I want to make sure, I want to try my best not to flip out sometimes. Like, I don't do it as much as I used to, but I generally, like, if you're a fan of my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, sometimes I just, like, people fucking wake me up to the worst shit, and it's only really because of the time difference. So when I wake up, it's already like 9 o'clock or something, East Coast time, and so a whole day has basically transpired, and a lot of drama and a lot of videos have already been dropped. So I wake up to this like flood of shit like that was going on, like, and so while other people sleep that shit off and pretend like it was no big deal, a lot of times they do that. Oh, time to wake up, brand new day, looking forward to positive, like, do you realize what you just fucking did for everybody? But anyways, So I have to sit with that shit the entire day, and I have to work with that bullshit because like the drama or whatever, the hype is still going while I'm checking into work and trying to get to work or whatever. Like, it's crazy. And I'm answering, like, I'm reading, filtering through the hate comments, because I still really like keeping in contact with a lot of you guys. So I have to filter through these fucking hate comments sometimes, and it's really annoying. But anyway, so I get all this like extra stress and pissed off throughout the entire day, and by the time I get home, so everybody is already sleeping, so by the time I have a chance to respond to it or any of that bullshit, like, so then I just flip out sometimes on Twitter in the or you know what actually annoys me even more is the fact that I have to wake up to all that bullshit going on and then start editing things that take 40 to 60 minutes, and I always felt that was kind of unfair to especially lump me into and lump my channel into that zone of people that are lazy or don't do anything, when you guys never see the 40 to 60 minutes daily I gotta sit to bring stuff out. And if I don't put stuff out on time, people are like, where the hell is this reaction? Where the hell is the Flash reaction? Where the hell is Game of Thrones? Like, they don't realize, like, I honestly can say not so many channels. I can honestly see that there aren't many channels out there that can do what I do and everything on top of it, and try and keep a weekly schedule. Game of Thrones, Ruby, The Flash. I had to drop Arrow. Legends of Tomorrow. I haven't even touched that show, but okay. The weekly Wednesday What's Up, blogging. Like, I think that's one of the problems where the reaction channels kind of fucked it up, especially the oversaturation reaction channels, by putting out so many videos of nothing, like, or just putting out the reaction maybe, but like simple videos, 480, not really high quality or whatever. It really started making this weird zone. Like, you know, when reactions first started, we were only putting out like twice a week or something like that, like with the big movie trailers, that was it. And then once it started increasing to a daily thing, it started changing the way YouTube was grafted, and it was like 4 or 5 videos a day compared to what used, you know, the norm is like 3 or 4 videos a week. And it was much easier. I'll be the first. It was much easier when a year ago or so, or 2 years ago, when I was first doing it, because you just put out one good trailer reaction and you could go about doing other stuff for your channel, and it was much easier. But nowadays, that's a whole nother thing. But the point I'm saying is that nobody really sees behind the scenes of what it's like to, like, wake up, edit, go to work, because you're not making money off of this shit, not a lot anyways, go home and edit more and try to have some sort of social life outside of that. Like, and every time you do a social life, have some sort of social life, people get pissed off at you because you're getting lazy, you've been slacking off, you've been falling off, whatever. Anyways, so I might also start outsourcing. Maybe that's what I wrote down. I might start outsourcing more of my work to make things better. I don't know. It's hard to say, because the more you put out, actually the less of an audience that you keep, believe it or not. So you keep on putting all that stuff out, you know, maybe the only people you're grafting to are the people that aren't, they're only looking toward you for the 2 to 3 minute reaction videos, and that's it. And that's not the kind of audience I want. I don't care what other people are doing. And lastly, I gotta keep an eye on the time. I hope I'm not late. Okay, lastly, let's talk about the studio. So this thing I've been trying to deal with, like, this was from the beginning when I saw what Give Me a Break Man, Give Me a Flake Man was doing, the way he has one studio sort of set up, his own little room. I've just been wanting to do that from the beginning, and I knew I couldn't do that in Fukuoka, or I could do it, but there'd be nobody to ever collab with. So like, that's my main goal in the next couple of months, is I want to move out and make a dedicated space. I know what Ryan does, you know, he has one wall dedicated to his thing, but what I'm going for, the kind of stuff I want to do, the skits, the professional setup. Basically, let me put it this way, I'm kind of looking to do something more closer to what Blind Wave or J-Roar does. I don't know if I want to do green screen. I'm not too much of a fan of that, but I want to have basically a room dedicated to just production so I can separate the YouTube work stuff from my private life, because in Fukuoka, when I had that little wall with all the posters set up, that was just part of my main room, and I really didn't like having to take that down, set it up, take it down, set it up for every little thing. And it just always used to it started to feel like basically a burden to do that, set up. Like, I'd rather keep my private life and my YouTube work, my work stuff, separate. And I can't always do that with the YouTube Tokyo space, obviously. Like I said, sometimes you just need to drop a video immediately. So I just want to and then I want to just have something professional set up, so when people want to come by and collaborate or something, we have it ready to go and set up. So I'm working on it, guys, but the problem is that means that I am fully dedicating a good amount of my income to YouTube, and that's where it gets kind of scary. For a while it looked like it was going to be okay and it would be fine, it would pay for itself, but like I said, it's a slow time of the year right now for YouTube, and I gotta be very careful in those actions I take, especially if, you know, suddenly something happens to the channel, something happens to YouTube, then I'm really gonna be paying for a room of nothing. So I am thinking about that, guys, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more, but I just wanted to let you guys know what my New Year's resolutions were for 2016. Let's go ahead and leave, and maybe I'll go get something to eat. I'm not sure. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to get back in touch with you. All right, I'm gonna go get something to eat, or maybe pull some money out for the weekend. You guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Peace.